So I've decided to create a little project to help me get back into the swing of things. I love tabletop role-playing games, so I've decided to create a dungeon a day for a month. So to recap real quick, I made a prompt table for the month. I bought a cheap calendar off Amazon, got rid of all the gumph, and did a bunch of drawings based on the prompts for last week. Just go watch the video, I'll put a link in the corner. Okay, week 2, day 8. 76. Let's see what that is. Shivering chamber. Chamber's a problem because obviously I'm in the outside world now, so I kind of thought, okay, I'm going to do a lot of dead things. What makes you shiver? Cold. Ghosts. Ghosts are good. I kind of think when I put colour on this, they will really stand out because they'll obviously be white, or maybe I'll change the outline on them a little bit, but yeah. Spooky ghosts. Kind of a nice contrast next to the big vine monster thing the day before. So yeah, fairly straightforward, that one. I would like to say I got better at rolling in front of the camera, but I really didn't. So what's today's? Herb scent. Okay. So important to carry on where I'd left off a few days earlier. And I kind of thought with a herb scent, a big weird stinky tree is what I was thinking, and I kind of need an excuse for the area next to it to be all kind of graveyard like and dead, so maybe this stinky tree is sucking all the life out of the ground, and I wanted to give it a spooky Halloween face even though it's April, because spooky Halloween faces on trees are cool. So yeah, fairly straightforward. Quite enjoyed this process. Terrible camera work on this one. What do we get? Come on. There we go, 42. 42 is reflection chamber. Okay, so I knew I had to carry on the water feature from a few days earlier. So I thought this would be quite nice for like a waterfall, and if somebody's peering into their reflection on it, they'll discover a secret passage into the rest of the dungeon, which I thought was quite nice. Maybe it's a bit tenuous, but these prompts are just starting points at the end of the day. But yeah, I was quite pleased with how this one turned out. It was quite straightforward, really. I think it was the quickest one I did. Okay, more terrible camera work. 78. What do we get? We got Thoring cavern. Alright, this threw me a bit of a curveball because I wasn't sure how to do this, but I kind of thought if something's thoring and it's a cavern, what else might be in there? And I thought hibernating bears that are imminently about to wake up. I think if I was going to do this again, I'd try and make the bears look less dead. I feel like they don't look like they're asleep, they just look like they're dead. But that's something I can maybe work on in post, or maybe I kind of like the fact they look a bit dead. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. Okay, fairly straightforward. 72. What do we get for 72? Cloudstone prison. Okay, so I was trying to think a bit narratively for this one. Up until this point I was just kind of reacting to the prompts, and I was kind of trying to think of what's the reason for this kind of dungeon to exist. And I thought, okay, well, what if they're housing a prisoner in a cage above a great big pit, like a pit that goes on forever and ever and ever. So that was my thinking with this one, and I just sort of did like a weird kind of wizardy outline for the figure, which I will tidy up when I add colour. But yeah, I imagine this is maybe the original purpose of this place, and everything else has just happened kind of around it. Maybe this prisoner's been there for hundreds of years and everything's just decayed or grown up around it. So yeah, starting to think a bit more narratively. Terrible rolling. 31. Okay. So 31 was fairy light. I think this will probably be It's certainly my favourite one I did this week because I was really pleased with it. So I literally just drew a fairy with a light attached to like a big anglerfish type thing, kind of lure travellers and adventurers into the cave so it can eat them. I kind of love kind of weird things like this, so hopefully I'll do some more of those. But yeah, this is really fun, and I think it turned out quite well. So that's my favourite one, certainly of this week. We'll have to wait and see what else comes out as we're doing this process. And that's another row finished, so have a look at the whole thing together. It's much more coherent than I was expecting it to be. I don't know why I thought it would be a bit higgledy-piggledy, but actually I quite like it. So final roll of the week. Terrible camera work, I promise I'll get better at this. So this time we got Blooming Chasm. Okay, my idea for this was literally a hole in the ground, a chasm, and then have weird plant creatures kind of, I'm going to assume they spawn in there and they're just gonna make their way out of the cavern into the world. So yeah, I apologise for my voice. I've got a little bit of a throat thing going on at the moment. Hopefully I'll be better when I make the next video. But yeah, that's week 2 pretty much done. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you do, like and subscribe, ring the bell, and I will no doubt see you on the next one.